Welcome here to the Myrtle Beach Speedway here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Tonight we have the JuicySpydr Network 150 for race number 9 of season 2 of the SuperStar ARCA Cup. And tonight we have 150 miles around the short track. But first, we're gonna set the field tonight with our 4 heat races and our consolation, as long with qualifying. Qualifying just currently starting and getting underway, and now that I think this could be a pretty important qualifying session, because track position definitely going to be very important here on a short track like this.
Not easy pass, not easy drive at all. Qualifying will be pretty important here. Track position will be really important in the heat races as well.
Back here at the top of the board in practice, it was Connor Shabozy by about a 10th over Samuel Hoff, so we'll see if any of those drivers can pick up some time and maybe see if Connor Shabozy here in qualifying. Currently, Samuel Hoff down the back straight, coming to complete his first lap through turns 3 and 4. Gonna keep it right on that line, right through the corner. Gonna put it right up against the wall, off the 4, and he's gonna go to the top of the board. But that would actually, no, he's not. He's going to a 5th. Thought he would. 19,705. As so many times are flooding in at the exact same time. Nate Bogus at the top of the board for now.
We'll see if he can prove his lap time there. Yes, he will, big time. Half a 10th. It's Cameron Craig who goes top of the board now.
Samuel Hoff goes to 4th, but then falls back to 5th. As Skylar Jones hops in there, as well as Thomas Spencer. Cameron Craig currently on the top of the board. Alex Anderson running his first lap here.
They're right there in the championship right now. Cars Bozen right now.
He's on his first lap right now off of turn number 2. And Alex Anderson on the second lap, 19,715 for his first lap. That put him not good in the line up there, but here comes Alex Anderson off of turn 4, second lap at 19,493. That's gonna put him just inside the top 10. Well, actually it's top 15.
Here's Bozier on his second lap. Can he improve? He's right now in 6th place.
Let's see what he does on lap number 2. Can he top the board? 408. It will not. It will go
Second.
P2. I suppose it goes P2. There's Donnie Kite, Nathan Fryer, and JJ yet to set a time. So he
Dustin
just
Coggin.
sets his time.
Wow. Top of the board.
Dustin Coggin on the top of the board.
By 3,000ths of a second over Cameron Craighead. There's 2
Nathan
minutes
Fryer
left.
and Donnie Kite left. It's Donnie Kite starting his first lap now. Through 3 and 4, Donnie Kite off of turn number 4 across the line for his first lap. 19,654, not going to be good enough to get up front. See if he can pick up a little bit on the second lap here.
Oh, it gets tight, hits the outside wall. Might be an invalidated lap there.
Well, it's 598. It did pick up, but that is going to end it. There is actually one more driver yet to set time. It is Nathan Fryer.
So it's time to do so, but minute 15 left. He still has time.
He was a 19,888 in practice, so he can best that. That's put him pretty far down in the qualifying order. That actually put him almost last, but we'll see. But practice a little bit different track conditions. Still sitting, not even in the car. So right now, currently Dustin Coggin on the pole. He's gonna hold on for another minute.
Best starting position up to this point was 13th at Watkins Glen, so pole position here would be very massive for him. Looks like he'll most likely do it unless Fryer can get out quickly, but I don't think he has enough time to set a lap here with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to end the time. He won't be able to get the pole. So Dustin Coggin and Cameron Craighead going to be on the front row and lock themselves in. But Dustin Coggin taking the Rogue Energy Pole Award here tonight at Myrtle Beach. Are you ready to take your sim racing to the next level? Rogue Energy is the ultimate gaming energy drink loaded with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Get laser-like focus, increase motivation, and longer endurance to excel on the track. Whether you're battling for the lead or perfecting your lap times, Rogue Energy gives you the edge you need. Use code RER at checkout for 10% off your purchase. Don't just play. Dominate with Rogue Energy. And again, use code RER for 10% off your purchase at checkout. So Dustin Coggin able to put it on the pole. A very important pole here, especially with the track position here at Myrtle Beach. So he won't even have to go through the heats and worry about maybe getting involved in an incident that's not his fault in the heat race. So you skip all these heat races, as we will have 3 heat races tonight, all 15 laps each, and we'll have a 25 lap LCQ, 150 lap main event later tonight. But before we get to those main event, let's get through the heat races and let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat number 1 here. As Connor Symposium will start on the pole alongside that 47 of Skylar Jones. Starting third will be the 11 of 8 Bogus Samuel Hoff, and the 3 Spider Machine will start 4th. Starting 5th will be Hunter Sr. Zachary Tyler will start 6th. 7th will be Jared Skinner. Starting 8th will be the 94 of Travis Beaver. The ninth will be the 13 of Dan Remark, and Christopher Bush will start 10th. Starting 11th, it will be Jordan running and running our 12 car heat number 1 field will be the 16 of Jordan Evans.
Like we mentioned before, it's going to be pretty tough to pass here at Myrtle Beach. Inside lane stuff with the fastest lane around the racetrack, so it's going to be really just a fight to the bottom pretty much on this start.
And also late at night here as well, going into the sunset, so it's going to be definitely a changing track conditions through these heat races. Let's take a look at our weather before we get into this heat race tonight. This first heat of the night is currently 71 degree ambient temperature, 74 degree track temperature, mostly cloudy skies with 14 mile per hour winds, so that can affect them just a little bit, not going to be too much as they're so slow on the short track already, but a very high humidity at 91%, so that will definitely affect these race cars big time. For the pace track, going to take that hard left turn onto pit road, and Connor Symposium going to lead up to green for heat number 1, and we are underway here for Myrtle Beach.
Easily clears into turn 1, big few car lanes. As Jones almost, I think, overshot the corner there for a little bit, but he stays in second for now. Top 4 in top.
And now side by side, Hunter Sr., Zachary Tyler. Tyler on the outside lane, gonna try and get a drive off the corner.
Taps the wall. Still up in the outside wall, still in the wall.
Driving the wall down the tire for straightaways, go way up the racetrack. Going to Jared Skinner is inside. This is actually the battle for the transfer spot right behind him with Travis Beaver and Jared Skinner. Oh, but big accordion behind. One car going hard to the wall. Jordan Evans involved as well. 2 cars, big damage already. Jordan Warnock and Jordan Evans, huge damage. And that's going to be their heat over most likely. They're going to have to hope. They have to hope to get through the LCQ there.
There's kind of an accordion effect into turn 3. That really separates the field just a little bit. As the top 5 kind of pulled away, Hunter Sr. the tail end of this train, bit loose off the turn 4s. Once again, Zachary Tyler in the outside wall.
Yeah, that's going to have to put them back into the LCQ. And a lot of work to do.
To the inside, almost the inside wall on the entry. These cars,
Zachary Tyler,
are seem very loose off the exit of turn 4.
These drivers struggling for grip off the exit of the corner. Here comes Zachary Tyler again. It's getting loose off of turn number 2. Now it's going to allow Dan River to close the gap down, as that gap for 7th is opening up a little bit. As seven drivers make it from the heat races. So that gap, they have to close that gap down as much as he can. He's got a lot of work to do for Travis Beaver. He can hold on. Travis Beaver can hold on. Zachary Tyler has some work to do to catch that 94 machine. So I know everyone's kind of single file, a little separated.
In the wall once again goes Zachary Tyler. As he's really trying to push as hard as he can, but I think he's overdriving this race car right now.
Yeah, behind him, Christopher Bush trying to go around the outside of Dan Riverark. That's just side by side. P number 8 as Christopher Busch trying to move his way up as fast as he can. Always getting the wall off turn 2. Down in the 3 and 4 though. They're on the bottom. Christopher Busch on the outside. Busch gonna be able to clear. See if he can chase down Zachary Tyler and Travis Beaver. Now these positions and these points matter, because this is the last race that we will see the heat races. It's actually, we'll have the all-star race, but this race, after this race, the top 40 points will be locked in to the main ARCA series, and the rest will go to the East. And you can still race your way into the main ARCA series by winning the East race every week.
And there's a East Invitational, I believe, so it's like one driver a week, a couple drivers a week possibly get in. He's side by side for second. Tyler Jones going to concede the position. You see him off turn 4. He's clear. Up to second, go, see him off.
Samuel off driving up to second. That's a crucial pass to get some extra track position. We'll see if he can chase down Connor Sprosen. He's going to have a lot of work to do if he wants to do that. And I don't think he will in 3 laps. Skylar Jones trying to fight back. Nate Bogus may give an opportunity against Skylar Jones. But so far, everyone's just single file out. Pretty much settled in to their positions.
Yeah, this racetrack, kind of like a Richmond's type-esque, a little bit flatter though, no slower speeds. Also, you got those turbos in turn 1, which is very unique part of this racetrack. And you got the inside wall in turn 3 and 4, which is, if you turn a little too soon, you can definitely hit it pretty easily. There's a lot of characteristics on this racetrack that are very unique compared to other tracks on the schedule.
They're very unique, and also it's not a real life track anymore. It's demolished not too long ago, but luckily was able to, they put it in the sim before they demolished it, and now we have this very unique racetrack at its old surface. But the white flag and off of turn number 4, Connor Savosi is going to win heat number 1 here at Myrtle Beach, as Samuel Hoff going to be able to take second. The final transfer spot will go to Travis Beaver as he'll hold on to 7. He has some work to do in the main event tonight, but he can work his way up. Not to work his way up. He is in the feature for tonight.
It was a pretty tame race after the first few contact we had with Jordan Warnock and Jordan Evans there. So after that, it was pretty tame, not too hectic like you would expect at a short track like this.
Especially, but we'll see how Heat 2 fares out. Before we get to Heat 2, let's take a look at our results for Heat number 1, as Connor Sprosen was able to take the Heat win. Samuel Hoff second, Skylar Jones will finish third, Nate Bogus in 4th, Hunter Senior 5th, Jared Skinner 6th, and Travis Beaver the final transfer spot, finishing in 7th, Christopher Busch 8th, Zachary Tyler 9th, and Dan River rounding out our top 10. And Jordan Warnock and Jordan Evans 11th and 12th, so they will have to go to the LCQ tonight. It's currently on the grid for heat number 2 and rolling off, so heat number 2 getting underway as Thomas Pitzer going to be on the pole for heat number 2 in that 3 machine. Uranus, the 5 machine, will start second. Starting third will be 25 of Jimmy Genkis. Tate the front will start 4th. Starting 5th will be Brian Marshall, or alongside him will be Ryan Houston in 6th. 7th will be the 95 of Alex McQueen, and Donnie Kent will start 8th. 9th will be Timothy Presley. Albert Lopez will start 10th. And starting 11th tonight will be the 53 of AJ Hudson, and Tim McFastwell will round out the top 12 in our heat number 2 field.
Based on what we saw in Heat 1, I think it'll be pretty spread out after about 5 laps or so, maybe a few battles here and there, but it's all about track position in those first 5 laps. That's where you can make up the most time and also lose the most time. And you're all comfortable again on the start, the initial start.
You'll see how it goes, but track position is important. And top 7 make the field for tonight. The rest will have to go to the LCQ. This truck is off. We'll lead them to green. Thomas Spencer, green flags in the air. Underway for heat number 2. Thomas Spencer clears Ruben Rhodes into turn number 1. And everyone really stacks up behind him. Everyone's still side by side off of turn number 2.
A little bit different than heat number 1. The top 4 got solidified pretty quick, but side by side for second, third, fourth, and there's only one car around. It's Donnie
Kite into the wall.
Linky kept it going though. He's got to have to hurry up and make up some time. He still has plenty of time left on this one. There's one car around once again. That's Albert Lopez.
Albert Lopez around.
Keeps it straight as well. Hitting those turtles.
He's getting those turtles. Yeah. But he's going to be able to keep it going. But Donnie Kite, Albert Lopez might have a chance. They're going to gain a lot of time here. They have that speed, but currently side by side for third is now Ruben Roda's going to clear for third going into turn number 1. Now Ryan Houston taking the Brett side by side. Ryan Houston, Brian Marshall side by side. This is the battle for fifth. That's Brian Marshall on the inside lane, going to be able to clear Houston. That's going to allow maybe Timothy Presley, Alex Rafine maybe close the gap in a little bit.
It seems like those drivers, Donnie K, Albert Lopez, maybe drove the car a little bit with those Corey tires in turn 1 and also turn 3 as well. Not enough room to grip in those tires quite yet on lap 1 and 2. Also could be in contact as well. We didn't really see exactly how it looks side by side still for fifth. Side by side, we were parking outside.
Oh, but Timothy Presley was going to the outside of Alex Jaquin there, trying to get 7th, and then he slammed the wall off turn number 2. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Looks okay, no damage. It looks like Timothy Presley, but that's going to lose him a lot of time. He's trying to get to Alex Jaquin. Donnie Kite, he's not terribly far back now. He's still trying to close that gap down to Alex Jaquin for P7. He's going to have to get through a few cars with side by side for the lead now.
Nike's,
big slide through turn 1, and here comes Thomas Spencer, the crossover on the bottom, side by side for the lead, and this is for the heat win, but now Jimmy Gang is going to be able to clear, and Thomas Spencer going to slump back into second.
It's going to bunch up this field a little bit more, as now 6 cars up here, maybe 7 here soon, as Alex McQueen is up here now, Kimberly Preston not too far back either. Give AJ Hudson.
Ruben Roda sitting in P3, he's going to clear up the racetrack right in front of Tank Brett. As everyone pretty much knows the tail.
Hudson really likes that shallow entry to turn 3, so you got to be careful about the inside wall. I've seen a few drivers do that before, but he goes a little bit wide in turn 1 here. And here comes Brian Marshall to the inside now for 5th.
Let's go allow Alex Jaquin, maybe someone like Timothy Presley to close that gap in as well. We give an extra spot, but right now Alex Jaquin still holding on to that transfer spot. Dave Presley seems to close it in really close off of turn number 2, but just loses it in 3 and 4. So now the gaps are kind of starting to spread out just a little bit. This Donnie Kite, he's been making big ground. He's up, trying to close the gap. He's almost to AJ Hudson. He's still pretty far back. I don't think he can get there. He's gonna have to hope something can happen. Something will happen. But here comes Timothy Presley. He's got to look to the inside, maybe the 3 and 4 here, but he's getting the inside wall, I think. Taps the inside wall just a little bit through 3 and 4. That's going to cost him even more time. Timothy Presley just getting close and close to Alex Jaquin. Just makes a mistake that costs him a little bit of time. He's got a few more opportunities. He can close that gap back down.
Nice, you got a good run turn 3 there. He's going to get close to McQueen as here comes Donnie Kate to the back bumper of this battle here. Ooh, Presley on the outside wall. He's going to be very loose in the turn 1.
He has some time though, got some extra turn going into 1. Can he close the gap to Alex Jaquin? AJ Hudson in the wall behind them as Donnie Kite moves to the outside. Donnie Kite trying to make this comeback. He's going around the outside of AJ Hudson. Can he get to Alex Jaquin? He's got 2 laps to do it. He's close with Timothy Presley into the wall into 1. That's going to allow Donnie Kite to get to the inside, but they're going to make contact. Donnie Kite will clear. He's going to gap to Alex Jaquin. They'll come into the white flag. I don't think he's going to be able to get there. He's going to have to hope for some help.
Even then, it puts him in a very spot for the LCQ, so he'll be on the front row, I believe, in the LCQ. So that's still a good spot for him, even though he's not going to advance to the main event in this heat race, but side by side behind them as well.
Yeah, Yeah, but off of turn number 4, Thomas Jimmy Heck is going to lead win the heat 2, but now contacted into the wall. Thomas Spencer there off of 4. He's going to lose second to Ruben Rodas as they were drag race to the finish there for second in this heat. But Jimmy Heck is able to win heat number 2. The final transfer spot will go to Alex McQueen.
And also, Taylor Brett lost, I believe, 2 positions there, possibly by hitting the outside wall for turn 4. But that was a very hectic race, a lot more racy than we saw in heat number 1. Definitely.
Yeah, and they were able to keep it together and very clean, but Jimmy Heck is able to come out on top before we get to heat number 3 and our final heat of the night. Let's take a look at our results for heat number 2. Jimmy Heck is able to pick up the heat win. Ruben Rodas in P number 2. Thomas Spencer 3rd. Ryan Howson in 4th. Tate Brett in 5th. Brian Marshall in 6th. Alex McQueen 7th. Donnie Kite, first driver out in 8th. Asia Hudson 9th. And Timothy Presley running up the top 10. Albert Lopez finishing 11th. And Tim McBasketball finishing 12th in heat number 2. And they will have to go to the LCQ just after this heat race, as they are now on the grid for heat number 3. And on the pole for heat number 3 will be the 40 of Daniel Molnix. Alongside him will be Jay Giovanizia at 75 machine. Nathan Johnson will start 3rd. Isaiah Walters will start 4th. Starting 5th will be Alex Anderson, and Michael James will start 6th. Dylan Lamp will start 7th. Gar Harlitsky will start 8th. 9th will be the 38 of Christian Schwenger. Craig Martin will start 10th. Cliff Adams will start 11th. And running out the 12-car field for heat number 3 will be Nathan Fryer.
So we'll see what happens here. Molnix struggled a little bit past. No, actually, I believe he may have. Finished 5th last week at Bristol, so obviously we go back-to-back short tracks of Bristol and Myrtle Beach. And if you can continue this top 5 streak, because this is the 2nd short track we've been to this season, we do 2 in a row here, and then we don't go to another one until we go to Iowa and Myrtle Chase. So not a lot of short tracks in the SuperStar ARCA Cup series, but this is definitely more of a skill racetrack, you could say, quote-unquote, than your typical 1.5 mile track is Super Speedway, but we'll see what he's going to do here. Obviously qualified 3rd. He's going to be 6th, but we start first heat number 3.
As pace car is off, and we are underway for heat number 3. 15 laps to decide who will make the field. As who will go to the LCQ. Daniel Molnix, a good start. He's down the inside. Gonna have the inside lane into 1 and 2, but get James Benicio to hold the outside lane. We're gonna go side by side off turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Benicio holds the outside. We have a battle for the lead as everyone single file out quickly. There's other 2 heats. And they're battling for the race lead early. Oh, we got a car around. Michael James around in the back. Off of turn 4. Multiple other cars involved. As Daniel Molnix clears the lead. James Benicio way up the track in 1 and 2. And these shots slots on through. Scoots on through for 2nd. They got battled up front as they kept crashing behind. That's going to allow Dylan Lamp to move up to 8. We'll see if he can close that gap down to Craig Martin for the final transfer spot, but only 8 in the lead pack now.
Yeah, only 8 in the lead pack, 3 crash out. Unless something else happens for these top 8 drivers. Looks like Michael James not going to be in it. Cliff Adams down pit lane.
And they will have to go to the LCQ and have to try and make their way through the field, getting through that. But since there's only 3 heats, there will be more spots from the LCQ, so that will be a big, that will be an upside for some of these drivers that are going to the LCQ. As long as they can start pretty well up at the top half of the field, they should make it. As long as they manage their spot, they don't have to worry about trying to get top 4 like normal. As you see in the mile and a half, where we only have 3 heats and 10 make it through the heats. And only about 4 make it through the LCQ, so we'll probably have to see about maybe 12 make it through the LCQ tonight, like we saw last week at Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little slow starting 38, maybe until we want to count 4 in the session in total, if you want not in the heat race. Let's start the heat race. See what the total is in the LCQ, but right now, pretty tame for this heat 3. You obviously saw the first stop wreck. I think we got 2 first stop wrecks so far, but actually we got 3. Ooh, JJ Benitez loose in turn 1, so feel like loose in the turn 1 and tight off of turn 4 has been pretty much the story of the night so far.
Alright, I was keeping an eye on Nathan Johnson. He was all over the back bumper of Daniel Monix for that lead, but then he kind of lost a little bit off of 4, but now he's kind of dragging it back through 1 and 2. He was starting to try to drag it back, but now Monix starting to pull away just a little bit. So Watcher's trying to find his way by J.J. Benicia as well. As down, he goes to the inside. He's on the outside lane into turn number 1, loses the back end a little bit. Side by side for third. As Watcher's on the bottom, trying to make that extra spot. This spot means another 3 spots to start in the feature. This could mean a lot of spots in the major track position. As Watcher's trying to fight on the bottom. As Alex Anderson right behind him trying to find his way through as well. Single file it back out. Benicia holds in front of Watchers for now. Anderson trying to find his way through as well, but kind of all just separated. But Myrtle seems to be this track tonight. It's just kind of gaps up in the straightaway. The gaps in the corners really dive in, really close in the corners, but really open up off the exits, depending on how you carry your speed.
We've seen a lot of different braking zones here. A lot of drivers diving in, some of them taking it a bit easy on the entry. Try to focus on the exit more. It's just very unique racetrack. You can drive it multiple ways, and obviously some ways are pretty much every way that you can drive it is fast in certain aspects of it. The top 5 pretty much knows the tail.
Yeah, it's kind of how a super speedway works in a way, with like the rubber band type effect through the pack. It's kind of like this, but just in a kind of a single file lane, and just hard on the brakes. Just the gap kind of just breaks between each car. It'll stretch out on the straightaway and kind of bunch back into the corners, and it can go through a couple laps or so. It stretch out for maybe a lap or 2, but easily bunch back up after a lap or so as well. But now coming to the white flag here in heat number 3, Nathan Johnson is getting close to that back bumper. Daniel Monix getting close the gap a little bit into 1 and 2 here. He's all over his back bumper as well, trying to steal second away, but off of turn number 2, Monix holds the lead. Johnson, he's got one opportunity, but he's going to hit the wall off turn 2. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. But Monix is going to be able to drive through on the bottom in 3 and 4. He's going to pick up the heat number 3 win. He'll start third tonight in tonight's feature. Nathan Johnson second, J.J. Benitez rounds up the top 3. But Daniel Monix able to start heat number 3 on pole, and he will finish heat number 3 in P number 1. Now we'll see the LCQ drivers battle out. Before we get there, though, let's take a look at our Heat 3 results. As James DeWall is able to take the pole, Nathan Johnson second, J.J. Benicia third, Isaiah Walsh fourth, Alex Anderson fifth, Karolinsky sixth, and Craig Martin rounds out seventh. Dylan Lamb, there's Christian Traeger, Michael James, in 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 11th being Cliff Adams and Nathan Fryer being 12th. They all have to go to the LCQ, which is now grading up now, and that will be 15 cars for 13 spots. Only 2 drivers will not make the field tonight, and only one of them did not grid. So only 1 driver from this field will not make the field. But we'll take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's LCQ, as Christopher Busch will start on the pole for the LCQ. Donnie Kent will start second. Dylan Lane will start third. Zachary Tyler and that 20 machine will start fourth. 35th will be AJ Hudson. And 6th will be Christian Schweger. 7th will be Dan Reverock. Timothy Presley will be 8th. Michael James will be 9th. 10th will be Jordan Warnock, running our top 10. Albert Lopez will start 11th. Cliff Adams will start 12th. 13th will be Jordan Evans. Tim McBasketball will start 14th. And running our 15 car LCQ will be Nathan Fryer. So only 2 drivers will go home, and Nathan Fryer not in the session.
Yep, so pretty much whoever finished last in this race
Actually, he's in the session, but he's not on the grid. He did not grid up in the heat race, but
he's not grid up in the LCQ either.
Nathan Fryer not going to be in the field tonight unless he starts with this.
So it's going to be 25 laps, and pretty much whoever finishes last on the racetrack is going to be sitting on the pit box here for tonight's 150 lap race in the main event. Like I mentioned in Donnie Kite's LCQ Heat 2, or Heat Race number 2, Even though he did not make the race, he's going to be starting the front row. So those 2 positions he made up on the last 3 laps or so puts him up 2 rows on the front row. So, I mean, obviously only 1 car is not going to make it in this race starting. But still, you want to be up front. You don't even want to have a chance at getting wrecked at all. Being
You want to put yourself in the best spot possible, but we'll see how this works out. Danica had really good speed in his heat, so we'll see if he can challenge Christopher Busch out in front. Side by side for heat number for the LCQ. Getting ready to go. Double file. Your pace car is off, and we are underway for the LCQ. 25 laps, so 10 laps long going to be a heat, so we'll see how this plays out. Quickly single file after those top 4s. Donnie Cates slots in line behind Christopher Busch. Dylan Lamp, Zachary Tyler 3rd and 4th as they're side by side. Christian Schwinger, AJ Hudson. Hudson on the bottom. He's going to be cleared by Schwinger off the turn report, but now he's going to have be side by side. As we have the racetrack, the 41 machine. Timothy Presley sliding through turn 1. He's going to come down in front of another car and collect it. That's going to take the bumper off. Tim Rammerard, Jordan Warnock, I think actually popped back on there.
And Michael James went around as well. As we look at that, Donnie Kite took the race lead from Christopher Busch. We'll take a look.
Oh, Albert Lopez slow in turn 3. Big damage, I think.
He's parked. He's going to reset.
Yeah, and that's a meatball flag. He can't fix that. That's going to be his night over, and he will miss the field tonight. So that means everyone out on the racetrack will be in the feature, will make the field tonight. So now every spot is for an extra spot on the grid, and an extra spot up in the race.
Michael James just lost on his own right there. Same with Timothy Presley. Albert Lopez, he hits, I think he might have hit Timothy Preston that broke his left front wheel. He cannot continue, so that's what looks like happened there for Albert Lopez. Might have hit Michael James as actually. It looks like that little contact right there. Wow.
And that was enough to take the left front off, and that will end Albert Lopez's night. He will have to settle for the DNQ points.
He just doesn't have enough time to repair his image and get back out there and hope that's most wrecked as well. So pretty much have to watch the rest of this one. So pretty much these drivers just racing for track position on the initial start. No one's side by side for now.
And Albert Lopez missing tonight. He was 32nd in the points, and that's not very good. Not sure how far he was in front of 40th. He was actually pretty far in front of 40th, actually about 300 points ahead, so he should be okay. Doesn't have to worry about getting knocked down to East, but really unfortunate is he could have gained a few extra spots up in the points tonight. And also put him, kind of shove him a little bit farther back, as he will not make the field tonight.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Him pretty much being the only driver to start and not make the field. Obviously, if the prior not going to make the field well, but he never did for a qualifying lap in or run his heat race or the LCQ at all, so it doesn't hurt as much. But Albert Lopez being the only one out, I mean, it's got to be really frustrating for his night.
Especially, but right now, got a few battles on the racetrack, kind of just staying together, but as Zachary Tyler's had Chris Schwinger on his bumper, but now Dylan Lamp has got Remrock on his bumper, but yeah, just gonna kind of extend just a little bit. We'll see if Remrock kind of close that back down in the braking zone.
The fans and Warnock getting some contact there, Timothy Press on the outside. We'll take advantage of that one. He was spinning out in turn 1 on lap number 2. He's in 10th place right now. Almost in that place as well if he can make the move work. Oh, he's going to send him to turn 3. He's sideways. He saves it though. Not quite. Yes, he will. He's going to lose position to Jordan Evans, I think. Down for a short away. Man, turn 4. Some of these drivers getting loose, some of them being tight. Just very random, it seems like. So, very tight exit and sometimes even loose exit as well.
Everyone just very tame through this constellation. Only had that one incident now everyone has just been very tame throughout this heat race. Throughout the LCQ here, they're just trying to make it in, 6 laps down. But Chris Bush, he's got Zachary Tyler on his bumper now. They might get battling here for seconds. What was that? Zachary Tyler on the bumper. Overdrove the issue, a little bit of 3 there, but Bush a little bit slow off the exit, taps the wall a little bit. So Tyler's gonna have a look down in the 1. He's gonna get up into the inside, get his nose in there off of turn number 2, side by side for a second. But Tyler's gonna get really loose off turn 2. Now it's gonna leave Chris Schwenger side by side with him for 3rd.
Once again, we got loose as well in the entry of turn 3, but he gets a good run off of turn 4. That's way up the racetrack in turn 1, trying to sit on the top side.
Keeps it together, keeps it out of the wall. He's still gonna stay alongside Zachary Tyler.
There's him, I think.
Tyler trying to hold the inside.
There he goes.
Not gonna get there. He's gonna fall back to 4th. But now Lamb trying to move his way through. Every spot here matters. It's an extra spot. Just 1 spot higher on the grid for the feature. Now the Lamb, you're really gonna run off 4 there. Looked like he was gonna be on the outside of Tyler. They say way wide on the 1 and 2. That's actually gonna allow 13 there. Dan River closed that gap in, maybe get to the inside, but see if we get the run off the corner. Just kind of like that rubber band we saw in the heat races, but here comes Lamb down to the bottom. Got to run. Thought about diving in there. Tyler up the racetrack a little bit. That's going to allow Lamb to close the gap down through the center, but not going to be enough. And all these drivers just trying to pace it on into the feature here. A few battles just kind of shaping up, but most of all, just kind of these battles staying close together. Not really able to get a nose on anywhere. But Donnie Kite had this incident in his heat race, and he drove all the way back up to 8th in his heat race and almost got into the heat race after his incident. Now he came out into the LCQ and dominated the LCQ, took the lead, and now he is trying to pick up the LCQ win and have a good starting, somewhat decent starting spot. Right now, Donnie Kite now 3 laps to go. No battles through the rest of the field here in the LCQ. But one driver that will really need this is Jordan Warnock. He is 62nd in the points. Don't know if he can really gain all those points enough to get up to 40th, but Dan Reberock, he was 44th, he needs one, but there are a few drivers in the top 40 in the points that will not be continuing in this season. But Christian Schwenger, he is one that really needs this, as he is 44th in the points, right around that cut line. Dan Adams needs one as well, but down Adams here. Christian Schwenger, Dan Reberock, Zachary Tyler need a good run as well tonight.
Donnie Kite will win
Timothy
the LCQ
Presley.
though.
And Donnie Kite will be able to pick up the LCQ win there, as all 13 drivers in this LCQ have gone on through, as Albert Lopez was wrecked out pretty early in this LCQ. Oh, so we'll transfer in tomorrow. Let's take a look at our results for tonight's LCQ. Is Donnie Kite able to pick up the race, the LCQ win? Christopher Rush 2nd, Christian Schwenger in 3rd, Dylan Lamp in 4th, Zachary Tyler 5th, Dan Reberock in 6th, AJ Hudson in 7th, Cliff Adams in 8th, Jordan Evans in 9th, and Jordan Warnock rounding out our top 10. Along with Timothy Presley, Timothy Basketball in 12th, and Michael James, our final transfer spot, in 13th. Albert Lopez and Nathan Fryer, 14th and 15th tonight. Those 2 drivers will not make the field tonight, pack up into next week. That will be our heats in LCQ. We have our field of 36 set for tonight's JuicySpydr Network 150. Before we get to that, we're going to take a quick break as these drivers have their little warm-up session. We're going to take a quick break here from Myrtle Beach. We'll see you after these words from our sponsors.
Drag race to the line for leaders. Johnson and Holt. Holt on top of the regular line. Across the line, it's going to be Holt by 0.006 of a second. We are underway. SuperStar Cup here at Phoenix for 200 laps. Sixth machine around off turn number 2. Huge wreck there. Samosian drives it in on the new tire off of turn 4. Connor Samosian, the new tire fall, the 4-tire fall, 1 tire across the line. Connor Samosian is still away their chances.
Welcome here to Myrtle Beach for the JuicySpydr Network 150 here for the SuperStar ARCA Cup race number 9. As we are setting the pit grid now, as we did have a little issue with the grid set, so the field did get inverted. So they're currently fixing that now as the drivers are sorting themselves out. But Dustin Cockney will start on the pole. Cameron Hagan will start P number 2. Connors Wilson will start 3rd, and Jimmy Gankos will start 4th. Daniel Monix will start 5th in that 40 machine. Samuel Hoff will start 6th. Ruben Rose will start 7th. Nathan Johnson will start 8th. Skylar Jones will start 9th. Thomas Spencer will round out our top 10 tonight. James Venus will start 11th. Nate Baucus will start 12th. 98 of Ryan Houston will start 13th. Isaiah Washington, the 60 machine, will start 14th. Hunter Sr. will start 15th. Tate LaPrette will start 16th. 17th will be Alex Anderson, and Jared Taylor will start 18th. Brian Marshall will start 19th. Kyle Herlinsky will start 20th. Travis Fever will start 21st. Alex McQueen will start 22nd. Craig Martin will start 23rd. And Donnie Kent will start 24th. Christopher Bush will start 25th. Christian Schlegel will start 26th. Starting 27th will be the 55 of Dylan Lamb. Zachary Tyler will start 28th. 27th. Dan Remberg will start along behind Zachary Tyler. And alongside him will be AJ Hudson. And then it will be Cliff Adams, Jordan Evans, Jordan Warnock, Timothy Presley, Tim McBasketball, and Michael James will round out the field, our 36-car field here tonight.
Well, like we saw in the heat races in the LCQ, I think once we go green for about 10-15 laps or so, a little spread out. I think it'll be pretty much just about saving your tires, especially those rear tires. We saw how loose some of those tires got involved, so the track temp definitely has dropped here, as you can see, completely dark here in Myrtle Beach.
And track conditions definitely have changed big time from our heat races. So there's our weather there, as track has actually only dropped a degree, but the whatever rubber on the racetrack has been put on the racetrack makes it handle a little bit differently. But 71 degree ambient temperature, the humidity did rise up to 96%, and the winds are down just a little bit, down to about 10 miles per hour, so they dropped a little, the winds dropped a little bit. We're still sorting out this field so far. They sorted all the way back to Michael James. Michael James will start last, as they do have about maybe 5 or 6 more cars behind him. Sorting themselves out now. Actually, a little bit more than that too. So
probably 2-3 more laps, I would assume. But overall, tonight's race, I mean, like I mentioned, it's going to be very hard to pass. Not a lot of passing. Not very multi-groove here at Myrtle Beach. It's going to be pretty much inside lane dominant. Maybe middle, you can maybe work a little bit. You just got to avoid those turtles. Avoid the inside wall on the inside. So pretty much the name of the game. Keep your track position. Might see some tire strategy here, maybe 2 tires at some point in tonight's race. Just try and get as much track position as you can. 150 laps. It's gonna be it doesn't seem like a very long race, but it's gonna feel pretty long with these conditions and how this track drives.
we'll see how this plays out. We're still kind of sorting out this field, but this also, all these pace laps, not like don't feels really gonna matter tonight. I don't think we're gonna get really too long of a run, but this could play a factor as it could make the fuel go a lot shorter, as the fuel was about 85 to 100 laps. That was the fuel that we were given, so that could cut this down to about probably 75 to, well, 80, somewhere around 75 to 80. 75 to about 85, so it could cut it down pretty drastically, as we're running a lot of pace laps here. We are almost back to settled here. So you do have still about maybe 4 or 5 more drivers now that have to get in their good positions. Michael James is really waiting for everyone to pass him. getting the grid still sorted out from the accidental inverse, but on the pole, Dustin Coggin will start first, and Cameron Craighead second, Connor Sabosian third, Jimmy Ginkis fourth, Daniel Malnix around the top five. So those drivers have grid track to start. Samuel Hoff, Ruben Rodas, Nathan Johnson, Skylar Jones. Nathan Johnson, Skylar Jones, Thomas Spencer, around at the top 10. So we got a few more to settle out as some drivers did get kind of in that wrong position. But we're looking at a lot of pace laps to start, a lot of parade laps to start this race tonight. So you have a few drivers that did get ULs and they were trying to short out as well. So I think that's also a little as well. Alex Anderson, Christopher Schwanger, both had ULs tonight from previous penalties of last week. But now they are good. The grid is set and ready to go. So now field's gonna catch the pace car and get ready to go racing. I think we have the one to go signal. By the one to go signal next time by. But 36 cars tonight for 150 laps here from Myrtle Beach tonight. So see if you can come out on top and pick up the win going into the All-Star break, as next week we'll have the All-Star race at the dirt track of Knoxville. So that'll be fun to watch next week.
This should be on green this time, I mentioned. Dustin Coggin got at least the green the first time this season. First poles he's had this season as well. Kim Craig alongside him on the front row. These two drivers did not do the heat race since they were automatically locked in from qualifying. This is the first time in a long, pretty much an hour since they've been on the racetrack.
We'll see how that tire could affect them. The race car's off. Dustin Coggin, Cameron Craig on the front row. Lead to the green. We're on the way for the JuicySpydr Network 150 here from Myrtle Beach. Is the late green flag there as that really kind of got unsorted, really unsorted out there as everyone had to get back going. Dustin Coggin, Cameron Craig side by side to lead off the two. It actually quickly clears off on turn number 2 down the front straightaway now off of 4. As Connor Sabosian trying to look to the inside of Dustin Coggin for P number 2.
Down for 4th, Daniel Mullen to the inside of Jimmy Ginkis. Way up the racetrack goes Coggin. Craighead now has a single lead over the rest of the field for now. So side by side pretty much all the way back down to 36.
Processing about their way out, but still battle up here for a second. As Sabosian fighting hard on the bottom as much as he can, just trying to stay side by side, staying right on that yellow white line there on the bottom, but not enough to clear Coggin off the corner as he's able to make the run up on top and keep the speed through the center of the corner. But we have our first caution of the night.
As Cliff Adams, Christian Swigger, and Nate Boguson round off for turn 4. We'll see what caused that one. So Christian Swigger just got a little tight off of turn 4. Flipped the left here, Cliff Adams possibly.
A big dive in, he actually cleared AJ Hudson. Yeah, got really deep, got into Cliff Adams. That spun him around. They bring out our first caution of the night, but no damage it looks like to any of those drivers to be able to keep going.
We'll probably support that one as well. But we're not expecting one to come down pit lane this time by, as they only had about 4 laps on those tires. The name of the game we mentioned before is going to be track position here tonight. Don't want to give up your track position just for 4 lap old tires.
Mosey, but now that kind of calms the field back down. So the Connor Mosey was able to take second when that caution came out over Dustin Coggins. So that's going to put him on the front row for this restart. Now Cameron Cricket on the holding the lead now, giving those laps led.
Yeah, took a little away earlier from Dustin Coggin. Dustin Coggin kind of did not get a good initial start, obviously, with the restart zone. It was waiting for, I think, Michael James to get close to the restart zone. So that's kind of why he went so late. But kind of messed up Coggin, I think, a little bit there. But he still stays in third. Zabozian got by him as well. He's up to second. Right now, Craighead had a pretty good lead over the rest of the field. On that one, he's going to choose the outside lane here, looks like, on this first restart. Very interesting call there for a 48 machine.
Yeah, that's a lot of Zabozian the inside, but I think the outside lane kind of strong. We kind of saw that there with Dustin Coggin there and Connor Zabozian. They were side by side, and Coggin was able to hold the outside, but Zabozian got the nose out going into the corner, and caution came out at the right time, allowed Zabozian to take that second spot away. But now the pace car is off again. We get ready to go back green as Cameron Craighead and Connor Zabozian on the front row. Cameron Craighead, the control car on the outside. We're going to get back going. We're back on the way here for Myrtle Beach.
With a good launch that clears Zabozian in turn one. Getting a Mullenix on the outside of Coggin, but Coggin loses another spot. Yes, he will. He falls down to 4th place on the restart there.
So outside seems to be having a very good launch, but they quickly single file out through the field. But now side by side with Ruben Rodis and Nathan Johnson. It's battle for 7th. As they sail side by side pretty much through the whole field behind them, as this is the first driver side by side. Nathan Johnson able to clear, but that's going to allow JJ Benitez to the outside of Ruben Rodis. Skylar Jones right behind Ruben Rodis, trying to find his way through as well. Zay Watchers on the outside trying to follow through, but not close enough, and that's going to allow Skylar Jones to clear Watchers. But still side by side between Benitez and Rodis. So Rodis gets cleared by Jones now as he's really starting to fall back a little bit.
Doing one car wall, it's Hunter Senior there, hard on the outside wall off turn 4. Like you mentioned, it seems like the outside lane might be the best passing lane here. I thought it would be the inside line, but Ruben Rodis falling back. Drivers on the outside taking advantage of him.
They're just not going to keep enough speed down the bottom. Just Myrtle Beach kind of a momentum track as well. Very unique racetrack, but also gets very momentum based. I want to keep that momentum up on the top lane. It's very hard to keep that momentum down to the bottom, especially if you have your car on your outside already. You can't use the exit of the corner to keep your momentum up. You kind of pin your exit down. That really chokes it up, and you really get slowed down on the bottom. So that allows the outside lane to kind of keep the momentum and use all the traffic they can. Even they make a big mistake going into the corner, they can kind of cut down through the corner, pin that car down inside, the car on the inside down to the bottom, and drive it. Oh, Thomas Spencer really loose off of turn number 2. That's gonna almost spin, but he's gonna be able to save it, but he's gonna lose a lot of spots.
Some contact there for the back. Brian Marshall taking Preda side by side. They were 3 wide entering turn 1 as up ahead Jimmy Geick is falling back as well. Coggin down to 5th place, Samuel Hoff up to 4th. Back here, it's about mid pack around 18. Travis Bieber, Thomas Spencer, we saw very loose off of turn 2. Big check on the outside lane from Taylor Preda. It's going to stack him up even more as that allows Craig Martin out to the back bumper as almost 3 wide off of turn 4 once again. The Preda losing a lot of time right now in the back as here comes Alex Harrison, got ELO earlier in the beginning of this race, up to 21st now.
Trying to work his way through the field, but yeah, Taylor Part really struggling on the outside lane. Not oh, but a car around there, Timothy Presley, he's gonna be able to save it. Keep it straight. That's we're gonna stay green. A good save there from Thomas. Timothy Presley. Taylor Part struggling again. He's very loose off turn number 2. And now it's going to allow Timothy Presley to go on the outside 3 wide with Donnie tight. They're cutting like clears them both, and now Timothy Presley on the outside of Taylor Pratt now.
Taylor Pratt has been really struggling these last two laps. And now here comes Connors Bosey for the race lead on Cameron Craighead.
Now Bosey down to the inside, side by side for lead. So he's just trying to make the inside lane work. He's been making the inside lane work as well as he can. But the outside lane is just very easy to defend. It's kind of like North Wilkesboro in a way. The outside lane very easy to keep the momentum up on the outside, but the bottom definitely better for saving tires. You can eventually get it down on the bottom. It just takes a while to do it, but they're still side by side for lead as 8 and 3.
There's a lot of traffic up ahead. That might be Michael James, possibly.
It's Zachary Tyler right up in front of him. This guy's Rosie on the bottom, maybe able to get clear off on 2 here, but Craighead trying to hold his nose on the outside lane. Not giving it enough. This will allow Daniel Monis to close it, but how are they going to navigate this lap car of Zachary Tyler?
Almost some contact in the forwards. Ooh, Craighead in the wall. It's going to lose him a lot of time as caution comes out just in time as Monis was going to take advantage of that one right there. Brian Marshall around.
Second caution tonight. Oh, Nick Bogus.
Brian Marshall around, I believe, as well. And then into turn 3. There's a major motion at 64 machine. Looks like Marshall's got loose and overcorrected right in front of the field. Thomas Spencer.
Right in front of Thomas Spencer. Oh, collected Dan Urberg there as well. Nick Bogus able to scoot through. Oh, Christopher Bush. Yeah, Christopher Bush involved there as well.
Car stopped right there, and Brian Marshall kept it rolling before everyone went by, and fortunately Christopher Bush involved in that one kind of unnecessarily. But none of these drivers in the front few spots pit. Pretty much the top 25 stay out. And that just shows you how important track position has been. Look at our biggest gainers so far. I believe probably Alex Anderson most likely. Actually, no, it doesn't really help you, does it? But I believe Alex Anderson on his true starting position with that EOL penalty would definitely be the biggest gainer so far.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to really tell who our biggest movers tonight, because with how the graph was kind of set up. The grid was set up incorrectly and inverted, so the biggest mover technically is Cameron Craighead, as he's 35th the first, but again, a few drivers trying to move up through the field is Keith Adams, 6th to 21st so far, the 21st after starting from the bottom 6th there, so some drivers really big moving up through the field, but so far, Cameron Craighead still holds the lead. Connors Rosian up in 2nd.
Interesting note. Craighead now chooses the bottom lane. I thought the outside was pretty good. Shinobi's opposing chooses the top, actually. Excuse me. Actually, I think Craighead might be the race leader, actually. I thought Sabozin got by him pretty easily. The green flag is out. Craighead was the leader under the caution. I thought Sabozin cleared him pretty easily before the caution came out, but as Harrison timing disagrees with me there, but back underway as Craighead leads once again.
I suppose he now under attack from Daniel Monix. Monix looks to the inside, looks to a nose to the inside there. I was supposed to try to close that back down to Cameron Craighead. He's trying to use the outside lane to his advantage through 1 and 2, trying to get that cut down off the corner, but not going to go over work because Craighead pulls way by a little bit as he single file out through the field. Starts with a side-by-side battle now, back, really far back. Back to Travis Bieber and Jared Skinner. A lot of drivers up front trying to use that outside lane, trying to get somewhere. Alex Anderson making a good move so far, up to moving his way up through the field. See how that EOL to start the race. Nice stuck behind Travis Bieber and Jared Skinner now. Trying to find his way through. Not looking too aggressive to maybe make a 3-wide move yet, but Jared Skinner on the bottom trying to make it work. Is Bieber able to use the momentum on the outside lane? It's Alex Anderson. Does he try and kind of follow Bieber through on the outside and try to pass Jared Skinner, but Jared Skinner still holding it inside lane strong so far.
We're back at the 7th place. JJ Venezia and Skylar Jones side by side. Jones up top, Venezia on the bottom. Jones going to be a good run off the turn 4 is a clear. JJ Venezia, he's up at 7. There's Jones a little wobbly into turn 1. Keeps it straight, stays ahead for now.
Meanwhile, back for 15. Battle for 15th. Jared Skinner still side by side with Travis Bieber. Skinner really loose off turn 2. That's what allowed Travis Bieber to finally get that move done. Now Alex Anderson falls behind him. But now taking the French. Going to go to the outside of Jared Skinner now. Trying to battle for 17. Craig Martin right behind them as well. Single file through the field most of the field.
I kind of saw this hit in the heat race. First few laps off a restart or initial start. See a lot of side-by-side action. It's like the best time for drivers to make up positions. How close they're running with each other. After a few laps, it's kind of just hard to make moves. You guys start saving tires. But the top few drivers just kind of nose to tail. Here comes the Bosian once again to the inside. Gonna try to get back up in front. For some reason, he was not the race leader on that restart. He's going to try to get back up to the race lead over Cameron Craighead.
Yeah, trying to get to the inside. He's going to get to the inside there, side by side for that race lead. But Craighead pins him down off the corner, gets the momentum, but now back into 1. A very open, wide entry. That's going to allow Saboza to pull more alongside, right against side by side. Now pretty much steady off the 2, but now Craighead going to be able to clear. Sabozian still diving his nose in there into the corner, just trying to close the gap a little bit more, trying to get more alongside every quarter by quarter.
We saw this before. Sabozian was able to slowly but surely get back by Craighead, but Craighead made a mistake and hit the outside wall earlier, and now Sabozian slots back in line. But right before the caution came out, Cameron Craighead hit the outside wall, which allows Zabozian to clear, but obviously due to timing and scoring loops or something like that, Cameron Craighead stayed in the race lead ahead of Connor Zabozian. He's going to try not to repeat that mistake. He kind of got gifted back to race lead. We'll see if he can just stay ahead for now. Right now Zabozian just kind of stuck behind. You got Molnix behind as well, and off in the top 4 spots.
Stay with that gap, but top 4 so far pretty much nose to tail. Rosen was one car looking strong going in before this week with the practices and all week. Ryan House and Daniel Molly Shade Venezia was also strong cars this week.
Zabozian goes up top. Gonna try a good run off of turn 2. Kind of a different line than Cameron Craighead. So we'll look out for them.
Yeah, he's just searching for lines, trying to find his way by now. Still a while to go here. Still 110 laps to go. And we have been pretty so far. Only had 2 cautions so far tonight. Fairly clean race. But everyone's just trying to staying in line as the kind of rubber banding like we saw in the heats is the gap's gonna extend off the corner, the gap closes back in through the braking zone. But now battle back in 14th with Alex Anderson gets by Travis Bieber on the outside. So Alex Anderson trying to fight his way up through the field as everyone just trying to settle in here. Oh, but Travis Bieber, he gets us on turn number 2. That's going to go, he's going to go round off 2. He clipped the turtle, and that's going to bring out our 3rd caution of the night. Travis Bieber getting all those turtles like we mentioned in the heat races, and that's going to cause him to go around tonight. Around the 3rd caution.
Those turtles pretty deadly on the turn 1 and 2. If you hit them and send your race car way up the track and just completely out of shape there. So side by side with Alex Anderson for round 15. turtles right there, and then just got way sideways and locked it down. Didn't hit anything, so I don't believe he has any engine damage from the turtles, but pit stops happening for some of these drivers out in front.
Yeah, and they're going to take this this opportunity to come down pit road. Is very tight pit road, very narrow pit roads with kind of a lot of cars just all together here. As we'll see who will be able to get get off pit road first, but also with the inverted
way different, yeah.
inverted pit boxes, all those drivers up front will starting in had the first few pit boxes, so left them really far back, and now it's going to be able to come out in front. But Jordan Evans, he will take the race lead. Timmy Basketball will stay second, as those two drivers stay out of the race, stay out on the racetrack.
So the official order will be off of pit lane. Cameron Craighead wins the race off of pit lane. Goes in Molnick's fifth, the restart fifth, and off in sixth. Pretty much the same order they came in. For the most part, I was kind of surprised that some of these drivers didn't miss their pit box. I mean, to be honest, I probably could. I mean, if you got pole, you would be thinking that you are the first pit box, not the first one. That tight pit lane like Myrtle Beach, it's kind of hard to see your pit box even if it's the first one or the last one.
Yeah, no, only a third caution for that is the wave around is going to go on. We're going to take the one in the green, but before we get back to green, we had Thomas Spencer involved in that last caution. There was caution number 2 of the night. He got involved. He has been cleared from our virtual Watchers Medical Center here at Myrtle Beach. But how did that wreck? Just talk us through that wreck there and how your night was going.
Yeah, I had an amazing qualifying session. Honestly, furthest I think I've ever been up there. But race pace, I was a little bit off. Fell back a little bit. Had a little bit of a half spin, and then couple cars in front of me started spinning. Came right up in track right in front of me. I had nowhere to go and just instant meatballed my car. Too much damage, can't even repair it. So.
Oh, but Cameron Craig gets spun from Jordan Evans going into turn 1. A big wreck into turn 1, and that's going to see a lot more drivers go to the medical center. Sorry to cut you off, Thomas, there, but yeah, a lot of drivers getting involved in that turn 1 incident as quickly as that happened. As Cameron Craig had a little bit of contact with Jordan Evans going into turn 1 there. As you went back green, and that sent multiple cars around, multiple incidents.
Yeah, there was 2 separate incidents on the initial restart. There was a really big stack up there. As well as you better view from here. Everything that happened. Yeah, there was multiple wrecks there. On each of turn 1 and off the exit of turn 2 as well.
There's a lot of drivers going to get damaged there. Alex Anderson being one of those. Cameron Craig had already first one going around, but Jordan Evans still holds the race lead. Connors Rosie moves back up to second, but big stack up on the restart already. And Jordan Evans just overcharges a little bit at 1, just stays up a little higher than I guess Craig had thought he would be, and a few other drivers get involved. Kyle Rosie, big damage to that front nose there. But I think we're going to see a few more drivers probably maybe joining the medical center there. Along with Thomas Spencer, as Thomas Spencer has just explained our night, as explained his race as well there. So thank you for you're cleared for the medical center. Hope we'll see you back next week.
Thanks, guys.
So that was Thomas Spencer from the interview there. Kind of bad timing to do that as we went right green, and as soon as we was about wrapping up, yeah, the incident there with Cameron Craighead going into turn 1. So Jordan Evans still holds the lead, but Cameron Craighead goes all the way back to about 12th now. So was able to get it back going. That looks like he doesn't have too much damage there, but do have a few other drivers that got pretty heavy damage out of that. Kyle Listy being one of those.
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate time and place for Cameron Craighead and a lot of other drivers, but I think luckily Craighead doesn't look too severely damaged. Maybe on the right side there's some scrapes, but other than that, I mean, as long as he doesn't have any wheel damage, I think he should be okay at short track like Myrtle Beach. We're already about to go back green anyway.
Yeah, Jordan Evans back on the front row. We'll see how he restarts this time. As we're now just under 100 to go, so we're kind of in that fuel window now we were originally given. So he do go green. It could be just kind of a tire wear, but Jordan Evans definitely won't be able to make it. But green flag back in the air as Malnick's with a great jump there. Actually, Jordan Evans really slow on the restart, and actually that's going to allow Daniel Wallace to easily clear for the lead. Does not have a black flag for a jump, so it's just Jordan Evans really slow on the restart, but Samuel Hoff moves up to second as Carlos Bosian followed back to third, as now they're going to be kind of all battling and all shaking up behind Jordan Evans. As John Sabosian as Jordan Evans way up the racetrack in turn one, almost gets to the Sabosian. They're going to be almost 3 wide off of turn number 2 as Evans really starting to struggle, but then the caution out again. He's going to recover around to the back.
Samuel Hoff as well took the race lead there. As maybe Cameron Craighead in the pit lane resets. Wow. What a turn of events for him.
Good night turns to just worse and worse as he falls really far behind there as they were dorming in behind. Dustin Cocken involved there as well. As, oh, it just got hooked on the down the straightaway.
Donnie Kite.
Donnie Kite involved as well. Oh, it's gonna be a hit right there.
And Alex McQueen.
No, that is. I have a good view there.
Ooh, that was Alex McQueen possibly.
Yeah, Alex McQueen getting involved there.
But Donnie Kite took a vicious hit on the, I think it was a pit road entry. Ooh, yeah. Entry wall right there. Guys, I'm surprised Donnie Kite not out of this one. I mean, might have the meatball, but wow. A lot of good drivers these last pretty much 10 laps out of this one are severely damaged. That just shows you how important track position is. You want to be out front, stay out of trouble, but I mean, even when Cameron Craighead was up to second, still got spun out in front from Jordan Evans, but one little mistake right there, one little incident, that can pretty much end your night just like that. They send you far in the field. And in the mid-pack, it's been pretty hectic so far here tonight.
Yeah, it's been very hectic and very chaotic, but that was our fifth caution of the night now.
We're going green this time by. Off go choose the inside here. As most of the drivers have chosen the inside, Craig had chose the outside for that one restart there, but he didn't do that in the other one, so I think the inside lane is definitely just a preferred lane for now on this initial restart.
Going back green as Samuel Hoff will lead him back to green here, just over 90 to go. As Carlos Rosian, not a great restart. He's actually going to get clear for second, barely though, but he's going to be able to clear. Now side by side between Nathan Johnson and James Venezia down to the turn 3.
He's going to clear off at turn 4. And the top 4 single file side by side there as they watch Jimmy Dykes side by side for the top 5 spot.
We're gonna caution out again. Oh, Jordan Evans in the right on pit exit. Luckily, able to avoid it. That will bring out the caution. They got stuck on that turtle there off pit exit.
Yeah. I guess. Cameron Craighead not happy with that one. Put him in the outside wall, and it kind of caused that one. Because why not just cause another wreck there?
Just kind of dorked about the track and wrecked him there, and Jordan Evans paused kind of right there.
I'm not sure it was beached or maybe reset. I get why Craighead was frustrated there, but there's not really a reason to do that, I guess, but it is what it is at this point, as we're almost like Dr. Zachary Tyler going back. You can hear some of these drivers shutting off their engines, so I think if it's up to them, they're not going to probably pit again unless they have a really long green flag run, because the track is just way too important here to give up.
Yeah, I kind of saw that happen there with Cameron Craig. Lost a little bit of track position, lost only one spot, and that cost him some time. But Destin Coggin, he was up front as well, but he lost a little bit of track position. He had a pit road error. I believe he made a mistake on pit road, and he's really far back, mired in the mid-pack there. So he's kind of sitting around 14th after qualifying on the pole. So he's going to work his way through the field and get through that mid-pack back up to the front. So far, Samuel Hoff, Connors Mosian up front, and Samuel Hoff, he started a few spots back. We're just outside the top 5. And now he's up in the race lead as Connors Mosian now has to try and find his way by, as Connors Mosian's just kind of internally been stuck in second so far tonight. He's not really seeing the race lead. It's kind of unfortunate places. He was right behind that wreck with Cameron Craig and Jordan Evans. Samuel Hoff was able to go through around the outside and take that spot away, but base car is off again, and Samuel Hoff leads him back to green as he's going to clear Samosi quickly before he even gets in the 1. Now Jason Venezia and Nathan Johnson side by side for third behind them. They're going to try to sort their way out quickly as the field, most of the field gets single file quick.
Actually, Jimmy Guy gets spit loose on into turn 3 there. He's side by side, still loose, side by side with Walters. I think Walters clearing for 5th. One driver way for
He just working his way up. Anderson working his way up as he got an EOL to start as his penalty to start the race. Now he's worked his way into the top 7. Trying to work his way by Jimmy Yankees, get up into the top 5. Can go to drivers to get up to the top 5, but Alex Anderson looks strong here tonight so far. He's really worked his way through the field. He knows how to get his way done, but get his way by drivers. But caution out again. Zachary Tyler.
Possibly. Got too hot in turn 1. Didn't want to run over Donnie Kite, and around he goes. I don't believe him and Kite made contact. Yeah, it's gotten too hot. Didn't want to run with Kite. Kind of spun himself around there. Around about 23rd. We are almost to the halfway point in this one. I think once we go back green, we'll be around halfway.
You got a really strong start to this race, and now cautions kind of breeding cautions, and now we're just kind of struggling to get to the halfway point of this race. Right after that halfway caution, right after that caution, around that 40, the view window kind of opened if we got a few more cautions, and now we've just kind of been behind the base truck for a little bit since that.
Samuel Hoff currently our point zero leads right now on lap 70. Connors Mosian in second. Coloring next time by is Mosian's went back-to-back last week at Bristol and 2 weeks ago at Darlington. He's on a little bit of a roll so far on these shorter racetracks, Darlington and Bristol. Keep it up, currently he's second in the points, trying to take the points away from Samuel Hoff after tonight's going to the All-Star race next week.
And next week definitely will be fun at the dirt track at Knoxville. Now that'll be a fun race, a fun dirt race, all-star race between kind of get to that back half of the regular season. But pace truck off again. We're going to restart here with Samuel Hoff and Cosmos in the front row, and Samuel Hoff quick on the gas, and he's back into turn one, clear quickly, as now actually Nathan Johnson right behind him, going to be side by side with Cosmos there for a second, but now he slots up and clears as they watch us now trying to get to the inside of JJ Easier P4.
Top three sealed off now. Also in position behind for 4th place and 6th place as Alex Anderson moves himself up to 6th, almost on Jimmy Dykes. Yes, he will clear in turn 3, but ahead of him, side by side for 4th, JJ Beneza. Isaiah Walters as caution flag flies once again.
Another step back in the back of the field.
Basketball slow. Ooh, big pile up there. Turn 3 and 4. Yes, it is. Ooh,
Yep.
That was close between AJ Hudson and Samuel Hoff.
Yeah, AJ Hudson.
Oh, big pile up there.
Yeah, parking lot there going into 3.
Ooh.
Multiple crossover drivers. Beaver, big damage. Ruben Rodas went around as well. It's a big wreck going into turn 4, going into turn 3.
Let's see what caused that one there. So happened ahead of, looks like Jordan Warnock possibly?
Jordan Warnock, I think.
Got loose
Yeah,
there,
Jordan
yeah.
Warnock got loose off too. In the Jared Skinner.
Carnage ensued right there, pretty much.
Yeah, 93 involved as well. 28, Michael James, Christian Schweger, Ruben Rodas. Dylan Lamp squeaks through. I believe that's Dylan Lamp.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Dylan Lamp.
55 right there.
A great avoid. Let's go on board with pretty much navigating a very tight chicane between the walls. Dylan Lamp. Great avoidance here. Slows up, follows that great out through. Wow, great avoidance with Dylan Lamp there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there was an easy way on the outside, but he wanted to make it a little tougher on himself on the inside through the wreck. But anyways, he's still in the 19th spot. And right now, it's looking like kind of like last week at Bristol. Just gotta survive and be there at the end.
Yep, we'll see, and great avoidance there by Dylan Lamp. We'll see if he can move up through the field. But with that caution, Alex Anderson up to 6th. Now he'll put him in a great spot as he's driven all the way from the back of the field as he had the EOL to start the race. Sammy Hoff comes back on the front rows. We're doing a restart just under halfway to go here. We're in the back half of the race, and we're trying to get this race going, but Sammy Hoff back clear for the lead is side by side between Nathan Johnson and Cosmos for second.
Sammy Hoff did great restart there. The leader has pretty much had the big advantage on these restarts so far here tonight. As the top 3 team by lead. Rosie on the outside wall there. He's slow into turn 1. He's just side by side for second now. Here comes Nathan Johnson to the inside.
Now James Unita trying to follow his way through, but supposing hard on the wall again. That's what allowed Johnson to clear going into 3. And now Zay Walsh just slots into the bottom, trying to follow Johnson through, but now barely out of the inside of Connor Sabosian. Waltress up the racetrack just a little bit. Off the pursuit down the back straightaway. Sabosian gonna clear off the 2, so he's gonna have to hunt Nathan Johnson back down and try and get him back for second.
As a single file in most of the top 10, most of the field as well. Side by side, Tippy Credit and Alex McQueen here for around 13th place.
The Phantom's to the inside of Brian Houston now for that top 10 spot. The Phantom trying to use his, get to the inside there. The Phantom's working his way from the back of the field as well, the bottom 6 of the field. So he's worked his way up very well through the field, like Alex Anderson.
Their stay out instance and you'll be okay pretty much tonight, just the same as Bristol last week. See if we get a long green flag around the end of this one. I mean, we've had a couple green flag rounds of 20 or so laps here tonight, but caution breeds cautions on a short track like this one. And right now, Myrtle not 83. Off has about a 7/10 lead over Nathan Johnson in the rest of the field. See if he can extend his gap even more.
I suppose he had really good speed, but now he's going to have to work his way through another car, 2 more cars to get back up to the lead as he was up to second. Now he got a really bad restart and got to hit the wall, but caution out again. The car on the wall, I believe it. Dylan Lampa around as just saw him barely miss that wreck.
Oh, he's gonna hit someone else.
And Michael James, I believe, there on the inside, off pit exit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Michael James. Not sure what happened there. As Michael James coming off a pit lane.
Pace car's already out there. Oh, Dylan Lampa's already around it. Michael James is coming off pit road.
I think Lamp didn't see him because of the pace car was in his way. Pace truck, I guess you could call it. Let's see what happened. How's that incident? Unfortunate for Michael James, comes off a pit lane and bam, has to go right back in. So yeah, it looks like Dylan Lamp just haven't gotten the dying kite and Daniel
Molnick's involved as well. He's got spun by Ruben Rodis coming out of the corner, just kind of reaction to what was happening. But brings out another caution as we're just under lap 86, so we're just about 65 to go here tonight. But we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back here from Myrtle Beach. Welcome back here to Myrtle Beach. Just wrapped up for another caution as we'll restart here with 62 to go. Samuel Hoff back to the loud pedal and back on the way. He clears quickly side by side with Jones and Johnson now. Oh, but Connors Rosen, they pit under that caution there, trying to get some tires. So just a call there for Connors Rosen. We'll see how he works his way through the field. But Skylar Jones up to third. Heavy damage from that front nose. He has no front bumper, but he's working his way up as we had a kind of a big gap there as multiple drivers came down pit road. We're trying to work at that, looking at a replay. And Nathan Johnson, Skylar Jones, that's the cog as he watches, works their way up. Alex Anderson, but I got a caution out again. I don't know where that caution is on the racetrack. Got a few cars down pit road. I see AJ Hudson, I believe he was slow getting back up to speed up off of turn 2. Oh, Jordan Evans. Maybe. I think that looked like Jordan Evans spinning into turn 1. Hudson was just really far back. Jordan Evans, it was. Yeah, it was Jordan Evans.
Raymond rode us alone in turn 1. Evans loses on the
overdrive for Evans, and it spins it out again. Brings out another caution. But that caution, that last caution, a few drivers did come down pit road. So Nathan Johnson, Samuel Hoff, Skylar Jones, Jay Walter, Stelson Coggin staying out of the racetrack. Jamie Venezia moves back up to 6. Alex Anderson sitting there at 7. Jimmy Dykes, Hunter Sr. is Connors Rosen all the way back at 17. He's actually pitting again, so Connor Savosian, we got damage somewhere. He's now pitting again.
I mean, unless he has some wheel damage, I'm not sure why you would be pitting on a short track like this. I mean, in my opinion, unless you have wheel damage, I mean, maybe engine damage, but looking at his race car, I mean, it looks pretty clean to me. I mean, yeah, just interesting call there with 60 to go. You're not that much track position. You restart around 18th place, which is right where all these wrecks have been pretty much happening, right in midfield and further back.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping he can get a little bit of green flag run. He can work his way through the field, maybe. But he's gonna have a lot of work to do if he wants to get back up there and battle for the race lead. Still have over 50 to go here, though, so still a while to go. Oscar's got plenty of time to work his way through the field. It's up back in 17th. Samuel Hoff, he got the lead. He has been mastery of these restarts. He's not let anyone get side by side off these restarts. We'll see Nathan Johnson if he can pull alongside again on this restart. This truck does take that hard left turn onto pit road once again, and we are back into the restart zone, and we're back underway here from Myrtle Beaches. Samuel Hoff, what a jump again.
Yeah, this race leader on the inside is pretty much on every restart has got a big jump. Side by side for second. Johnson got clear into 3. Yes, he will. Jones on the inside now for 3rd.
Isaiah Waters to his outside, but Jones no front bumper, putting a great drive in up front so far. It's been easy. The first driver on tires now is on the inside of Skylar Jones side by side for that 4th place spot. Alex Anderson trying to slot his way through as well.
Anderson as well pitted with slow car. Justin Coggan, a pole setter, very slow on the
He's
inside.
gonna get a little Houston. Oh, get up into the corner there. That's gonna spin the Cliff Adams around.
In the grass, no
Cliff Adams
caution.
gonna keep it straight. He's gonna be on the access road down there. He's gonna be able to get back going, but that's gonna cost him loads of time. And unfortunate for Cliff Adams, kind of nothing he can really do there. And just contact from behind and just spun by Ryan Houston as Houston had a contact with Dustin Goggin.
Stay green.
Oh, but Alex Anderson off the turn 4 into the wall, spinning up the racetrack. That's gonna bring out the caution as he had contact trying to get by Skylar Jones. Oh, it's someone's, I believe it's Alex McQueen.
Might be Tim McBasketball?
Tim McBasketball, yeah, got into that. It got into Alex McQueen.
Guess he wanted to join the fun. I mean, not sure exactly what the plan was there.
It's kind of plowed right into it, right into Alex McQueen.
There's an overcorrect there. The initial hit didn't really affect him too much. I think he should be able to keep going, but that basketball is, I mean, not sure exactly. Yeah, I guess the caution just came out late, I guess, but anyways.
Yeah, but another news, Connor Savosian drove up tonight, so he's been making his way through the field now. See how much quicker he can get through the field, maybe battle for that race lead of Samuel Hoff.
Yeah, avoid the carnage there, right in front of him, pretty much Alex McQueen. I think he was around 6th. Avoid that wreck there, and he has some fresh tires. And also, Isaiah Waltress pitted, JJ Venezia pitted, Hunter Senior pitted, Jimmy Jikis is pitted as well. The top 2 have about 55 lap old tires. Obviously, a lot of those are under caution. Also, fuel could be an issue here as well. I think with these caution laps, it probably won't be, but you never know how close on fuel these races can get.
I think they'll easily be fine with all these cautions they have had, but Samuel Hoff, he's just great on all these restarts, restart after restart. It's been working out for him. And no one's been able to match him. He got that lead and got that restart, and no one's been able to get close enough yet. We had Connor Savosian we had an opportunity, but ever since Samuel Hoff really got the lead, it's just kind of been had a long string of cautions that have just been caution after caution after caution, and just got that big one right after that, right after their pit stop, the original pit stop for all of the whole entire field around lap 40. Just been kind of struggling to get a long run in.
Yeah, with 48 to go, I just don't really see the aggression and stop Carly, let's get to the green, but I just don't see how the aggression level is going to go down at all here with 48 laps to go, coming to 47. So let's go get us the delayed green right there. Not going green this time, but yeah, I mean, we've had a few long green flag runs, but once we get a caution after about 20 laps, cautions breed cautions, and with a little bit of tire wear as well, backing up these cars all together just isn't not a good recipe.
These drivers getting anxious to get it back going green. They're all double filed up. I mean, I did have that delayed green, but we're going to restart with 46 to go. Nathan Johnson, Samuel Hoff on the front row. Samuel Hoff once again back in the lap pedal, green flag back in the air. He clears Johnson quickly. Johnson had a good restart as well. It was cleared. Azil Watrous for seconds. Keep an eye on Cosmos. He is in restarted ninth there. Now he's trying to get his way through the field and work his way back up to that race lead. That's kind of side by those first kind of battle side by side with Cosmos in action. Now Azil Watrous down at the bottom of GH Venezia. He's having a little bit of battle behind them as well with Skylar Jones, Craig Martin, Connor Shozian. Now Venezia holds it outside, battling for third. Watrous on the bottom, but can bring on the caution. Just under 45 to go. With 45 to go here is Koflinski involved there. Gonna want another car going around. As AJ Hudson.
He's a 3 wide enter in turn 1 around the air.
3 wide through 1-0, Michael James tags Koflinski, tags Alex Harrison there as well. Oh, now AJ Hudson actually able to keep it clean, but he just had a lock slam with brakes and spun him on the brakes. Trying to avoid Koflinski. Great avoidance there by AJ Hudson.
Yeah, it seems like these ARCA cars just don't have the best brakes, and kind of the term ARCA brakes kind of comes into play sometimes. They're spinning out and not be able to lock it down in time, and also just keeping the wrecks as well. But fortunately for drivers involved there, Hudson didn't hit anyone. As Hoff could come down pit lane, no, he won't.
So
I was gonna say, I mean, at this point, you might as well stay out the rest of the race. With around 40 to go, it must be really tough to try and make your way through the field.
Yeah, that's what he's been making it happen. He's up to about 7th now. He just needs a decent enough of a run to maybe get a few more spots, but just kind of getting a few laps here and there, kind of what we've seen at short tracks, what we used to see at short tracks. But so a lot of these drivers kind of lose the car on the brakes as the brakes going out of the one, and that's kind of how the setup has seemed to been. It's just probably need a little bit more brake bias, but it's kind of lose the car, especially in a turn 1. These drivers kind of dive it in there. We'll lose the nose of the car and lose the rear, lose back in and drift up into the car out on the outside and kind of spin them out. It's mostly been that, no really big wrecks. We've seen a couple of big wrecks with big parking lots, but that's really all. Most of the time, it's just been kind of single car spins, maybe two car spins, but that's all it's been so far tonight, really.
Yeah, and those single car spins, 2 car spins have kind of caused some pile-ups as well. It's kind of what's how this racetrack is and how narrow it is. 1 or 2 cars spinning kind of causes a pile-up. Sometimes we go back green with 40 laps to go. And then JuicySpydr Network 150.
As the JuicySpydr Network card goes right out to the lead once again with Samuel Hoff. But Off at turn number 2, JJ Venezia moves up to second. A great restart there. He's actually to clear Nathan Johnson. We'll see if he gets enough of a run to maybe hunt down Sammy Hoff. But big battle, 3 wide now with Connor Mosey and Craig Martin in that 42 machine. Hunter Sr. there almost for a second, but now Connor Mosey moves up to the top 5 as he works his way back up to the back. He's still side by side with Craig Martin on the outside. Craig Martin trying to pin him down through the corners, but Connor Mosey wrapping that bottom perfectly, but now he loses the momentum a little bit off the corner as Craig Martin able to use that outside momentum to his advantage.
Bosian. Oh, there's one car on the wall.
August into the wall on the inside there. He's losing a lot of spots. It's a lot of drivers going by him there.
Brett
Brent Houston, Dylan Lamb side by side. They're also in front of there. You got Zachary Tyler side by side.
So he got loose on the entry to turn 1 and hit the inside.
Nathan Johnson back for a second now. He actually got back under JJ Venezia there off of turn number 2. Isaiah Walsh trying to find his way through, but Connor Mosey sticking his nose in the inside gap that will open up there as he's trying to work his way up. He wants this race win. He's on the fresher tires, so he knows the longer they go green, the more this is going to fall into Connor Mosey's hands.
As on the outside, Walsh is going to keep it up there and pin Walsh down. Looks like he's able to watch a bit loose off of turn 4. Bosey's going to clean the turn 1 though.
There's in 1, he's going to be able to do it, but he got a caution out again as soon as Connor Mosey moves up to 4th, and that's going to put him in a good spot. Yeah, old car, multiple cars around, take the Pret, Donnie Kite into turn 1.
What happened there? Oh, 3 wide action. Fight. Didn't think Brett was on his outside. Kind of just cleared himself off turn 4.
Oh, but under this caution, we have pit stops happening. A lot of drivers coming out pit road. Hunter Senior's going to stay out. Jimmy Geiger's going to stay out, but Samuel Hoff comes down pit road. Actually, no, Samuel Hall comes down pit road. Connor Shabuzi and JJ Venezia, Nathan Johnson, Jimmy Geikis, Hunter Sr. staying out of the racetrack. Brian Houston, Dustin Coggin. We see split strategies here after a little run we had, but with 30 to go, just over 30 to go, this is going to get a little interesting here up front.
Yeah, I guess it's probably a fuel issue possibly, or I mean, Samuel Hoff was on those tires for 72 laps. So I mean, surprised that Zabozi and some of those other drivers that pitted a few laps ago, probably around 20-30 laps ago, pitted there. But I mean, looks like 5 drivers staying out. Isaiah Walsh is taking 2. He's going to be starting in 6th.
You'll see how Samuel Hoff can work his way back up to the field. They'll have the fresher tires. Now, they did go about maybe 10 laps there, so it could matter. We'll have to see Dustin Goggin. He started on the pole, kind of got mired in the mid-pack, and now he's to stay out again, so we'll see if he can hold that front of the pack. He knows had the speed tonight. See if he can hold it.
Yep, and I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, we got pole position as well, Justin Coggin. So, first on the outside lane here is Hunter Senior to his top. First driver we've seen choose top on the race lead in a long time. Hoff has been on the bottom, Zaboza's been on the bottom. We'll see what Hunter Senior can do here. 34 lap old tires, can he hang on for another 30 laps?
We'll see. He's probably just kind of hoping we keep having these cautions, but Hunter Sr. on the front row, along with Jimmy Geikis. Both drivers had decent speed today, but Hunter Sr. back hits the lock pedal, brings the race back underway, but top 3 quickly clear, but they're going to be 3 wide. Skylar Jones, Samuel Hoff, and now Nathan Johnson is off at number 2. Samuel Hoff going to be able to clear. Connor Soroji trying to follow his way through. Nathan Johnson on the outside, though, side by side with Samuel Hoff.
Hoff not able to clear quite yet. Yes, he will. He's going to move himself up to 6th. That's the inside for 5th place and 3rd as well as a Waltrus on those 2 right side tires. Trying to put himself in the top 3 spot over Dustin Coggin.
A smart call there by Isaiah Walters. If he knew didn't really know if he could get in front of Samuel Hoff. He wants to try and get in front of him now, and especially some of these drivers like Nathan Johnson, Connor Shabosian, as when Samuel Hoff had the lead, it was really hard to get the restart there. And now this could matter. Now you have the fresher tires, get another caution. Maybe chase out those guys on their older tires out in front, but now Samuel Hoff falling behind a little bit. Fell behind as they watched two tires, but some of these drivers trying to jump these other drivers they were on the same strategy with on this restart here. Samuel Hoff up to fourth. Isaiah Walters in third. Connor Shabosian a little bit back behind them. Nathan Johnson. But the top two on older tires. Hunter Sr. in Jimmy Genkis pulling away. This is Isaiah Walters kind of playing roadblock, making that car as wide as possible, trying to block Samuel Hoff as much as he can. As he knows Samuel Hoff on 4 tires and he's on 2. But Nathan Johnson trying to take advantage of that as well.
Single file for most of the field as you go a little further along the back. See some side-by-side action here. Like your Tyler to the inside of Skylar Jones, right around that 11th place spot.
Down on the bottom, Jones on the outside, Alex Anderson trying to find his way through. Look to the middle 3 there for a start. Just going to look to the middle 3 there for a second, but back thinks better of it. Side by side between Tyler and Jones. Skylar Jones on the outside of Alex Anderson now. As Anderson making his way through. Skylar Jones, he's been holding very well with even with no front bumper. He's just kind of falling back and bleeding time here and there, peaking spots. But now Samuel Hoff moves to the inside of Isaiah Walters for third. This is the battle between those drivers on new tires, and they close the gap into Jimmy Genkis and Hunter Sr. for the race lead. But now Samuel Hoff tries to work back to the bottom. But Isaiah Walters trying to pin him down, keep the run off the corner, keep the momentum on the outside. This will be able to work. Samuel Hoff going to have to try another opportunity.
Nathan Johnson, the outside wall. Connor Shabosian right behind him is the top 6 now, closing the gap. A little bit closer to each other. There's some more contact.
A little contact with Isaiah Walters there. Samuel trying to get by Isaiah Walters before they catch these two leaders. These two leaders on the older tires holding well up front so far. But as Samuel Hoff putting his nose where he can, trying to get by Isaiah Walters, trying to take this third place, a little bit more contact. But Samuel Hoff being very aggressive here, trying to get the spot, trying to be the first driver on fresh tires.
Oh, some more contact off of turn 4, bouncing off each other. Isaiah Walters stays in the front for now, 20 laps to go. Can Hunter Sr. hold on these last 20 laps?
And right now, he wants to see these drivers on the new tires of Samuel Hoff and Isaiah Walters battling. The more they battle, the more time they lose, the more they burn up their tires. Is Hunter Sr. and Jimmy Genkis able to pull away a little bit? This could be a great call for these drivers on the strategy. But now Samuel Hoff, big dive into 1 and 2 here. He's going to stay side by side with Isaiah Walters. Can he clear off a 2? No, he won't. And Walters still stays side by side for third. Now Jimmy Genkis, he looks to the inside of the race lead on Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. needs to drive up, but they're still side by side for third, and Hoff still kicking the move on.
A lot of battles throughout this racetrack right now. The top 4 spots are side by side once again for third. As it's battling kind of just along Jimmy Genkis and Hunter Sr. just to stay put a few tenths ahead of these guys. Some more contact there. Hoff is really struggling to get around Isaiah Walters right now.
Yeah, Isaiah, you can see Hoff's just really getting impatient, trying to get more aggressive, but now he has the opportunity to clear. Nathan Johnson moves back to the bottom. He's going to get side by side with Isaiah Walters now. He should have followed Hoff through. He's actually just going to door him up the racetrack. Going to use him up a little bit through 3 and 4. And now Samuel Hoff, first driver on fresh tires, on 4 tires, trying to get by Jimmy Genkis now.
Now he's following to the back bumper of Jimmy Genkis. How quickly can he get by this 25 machine and get up to second?
This battle matters. Each lap ticks by, 1 closer to the finish.
Genkis waved the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's going to allow Samuel Hoff to clear. Now Samuel Hoff sets in sights for the race lead on Hunter Sr. 15 to go, coming to 14. Each lap, the time is winding down. Can Hoff get to the lead? He's pulled away, though, from the other drivers that are on the fresh tires as well. As Samuel Hoff pulling away from those drivers. Connor Shabosian and Nathan Johnson, they were side by side. As now Connor Shabosian going to clear Nathan Johnson. Now Connor Shabosian, second on the fresh tires. He's trying to get by Jimmy Genkis now. He's to the inside for P3. caution on the racetrack. And that brings out a caution. That's going to rack them up again. Hunter Sr. held very good there on the old tires, but Craig Martin goes right off of 4.
A little help there from Nate Bogus. Around he goes. Oh, Justin Coggan involved in that one as well. Let's go. Bring up the caution here with 13 to go. Probably going to restart around 10 to go. And I'm expecting all these drivers to stay out on these tires.
Yeah, Hunter Sr. held very well on those tires as those drivers battle behind him, but now Samuel Hoff on the front row where he wants to be. He's been very good at restarts from the lead, but can he do it from seconds? As Hunter Sr. is going to have to do a lot of defending here, but Jimmy Dyke is sitting there. He'll be in 3rd. Connor Hosing will want to try and get by him as quick as possible. Maybe have an opportunity against Samuel Hoff for the race lead. Possibly the race win, but we're going to restart with under 10 to go. It's crunch time here, and the aggression is going to be very aggressive from these drivers up front.
Now, if it wasn't already kind of aggressive for some of these drivers as well, it would be even more.
But now, Connor Sabosian sitting in 4th. He was working up to the lead. He's never really saw the lead tonight. He only saw it for about 1 lap, but then it was taken away from him with that unfortunate time caution. And he's been working so hard tonight, trying to get that race lead. And now he's up to 4th. He tried a different strategy. This is his opportunity. Can he get a good restart and maybe get by Jimmy Genkins quickly and maybe have an opportunity to Samuel Hoff before he gets to Hunter Sr. But Hunter Sr., he's going to take the outside and split up those guys on the fresh tires. So this could mean a lot. So now it's Samuel Hoff. He's gonna be able, if he can get a good restart, Connor Rossi won't really be able to get a good restart because now those 2 drivers on the fresh tires won't be next to each other, especially those 2 JuicySpydr teammates as well.
Who knows what could happen here with 9 laps to go here at Myrtle Beach.
Hunter Sr., Samuel Hoff on the front row. Green flag back in the air, 9 to go. Senior with a great jump. That's going to allow Sabosian with a good jump as well. He's going to stay alongside Jimmy Genkins, but he's going to clear going out of the 1. Now how quickly can he get to Samuel Hoff? Samuel Hoff on the fresher tires, trying to get to Hunter Sr. for the race lead, trying to fight his way through. He's wondering if he can maybe put the bumper to Hunter Sr. Maybe could he get to the inside? The inside could be the way hard to pass, but the outside lane the way to pass. But Hunter Sr. opening up the bottom, giving the inside lane to his advantage, knowing the inside lane is going to be harder to pass.
As they're both getting loose, here comes the Bosun up top now.
But that's going to be a caution on the racetrack, though. Kind of very lucky for Samuel Hoff, as now it's Connor Rose going to the outside. But Zachary Tyler goes around, leaving AJ Hudson as well, off of turn number 2. Both make contact going into turn 1. Oh, but Zachary Tyler gets to the Craig Martin, he goes around. And AJ Hudson, hard on the race, gets sideways, and they kind of both synchronize stop to get back rolling. But now that this is looking very well for Hunter Sr. on front.
Looks like Zachary Tyler just really shot the corners a little bit too much. Down the back of Craig Martin, AJ Hudson gets into him after the caution as well, seen that a few times here tonight. Looks like to be probably an unofficial green light checkered, or at least 3 laps to go. We go back green.
And this strategy working out very well for Hunter Sr. He stayed out, wanted to get that race lead and got that track position. Now he's got the few cautions that matter. But now we're gonna restart. We're gonna restart with about 3 to go here.
I mean, Hoff He was there to the inside of Senior there off of turn 2. They made contact with each other. Guys showed a bit loose now. Right before the caution came out, Zabosian was about to get to the outside of Hoff with some momentum. Who knows what would have happened there. You rack him up, and Hunter Senior once again gonna choose the outside lane on this restart.
But now he's got the teammates lined up on the bottom. All three of them actually, Samuel Hoff, Connor Sabosian, and Nathan Johnson. So we'll see if those drivers can coordinate something on the bottom, but I got the hope to get a good restart. Samuel Hoff going to be on the inside. If he can get a good restart here, this could be the battle for the win. But Hunter Senior needs a good restart. One more restart, maybe, possibly could see some more. We're going to restart with 3 to go here. The Samuel Hoff, does he have an opportunity? Pace car is off. Hunter Senior on the gas, on the loud pedal. He's going to get it clear quickly, but Isaiah Walsh is the outside of Samuel Hoff going to the 1. Samuel Hoff going to be able to get clear through 1, but they're going to be side by side for third between Connor Sabosian and Isaiah Walters. But Samuel Hoff on the bumper of Hunter Senior for the lead.
We see inside, Senior cuts him off on the entry of turn 3. Up the racetrack he goes, though, off of turn 4. 2 laps to go this time by.
Senior going to have Samuel off on the inside. Hoff on the fresher tires, Senior on the older tires. 2 to go, side by side for the lead. This Connor Sabosian, does he try to find a hole? Hunter Senior loses the lead as Hoff clears for the lead. Coming to the white flag, final time off of turn 4. He's going to get there. 1 lap to go here for Myrtle Beach.
A Senior on the outside walls go out. Sabosian the clear now, up to second. And can get up to Samuel Hoff's back bumper.
Don't think he'll get close enough. He's going to have 1 miracle move, 1 last dive bomb, but Samuel Hoff out on the lead. He got the lead. He had the fresher tires, gets the lead with 2 to go. Off of 4, Samuel Hoff's going to win at Myrtle Beach, and he's going to win the JuicySpydr Network 150 here for Myrtle Beach.
As what a
Samuel
last 3
Hoff, he
laps
got the
there.
lead earlier. Samuel Hoff got the lead earlier. And he made that a little interesting. Came down pit road after a 10-15 lap green flag run along with a lot of drivers as well. And Hunter Senior stayed out. Tried a different strategy. He still rounds up 3rd tonight. Great strategy for him. He was much better at his position, but Samuel Hoff able to get by with just 2 to go. And he'll burn it down here on the front stretch. To be able to park it at a very tiny victory lane here on the front stretch here at Myrtle Beach. Samuel Hoff going to do the Polish victory lap here for Myrtle Beach, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our top 3 interviews here for Myrtle Beach. Welcome back here to Myrtle Beach. As we just saw Samuel Hoff pick up the race win. And before we get to our top 3 numbers, let's take a quick look at our results for the tonight's JuicySpydr Network 150. As you just saw, Samuel Hoff take the race win. Kyle Rosie in second, and Hunter Sr. Great strategy called there late. He picks up a P3 tonight. Nathan Johnson fourth. Jimmy Geikins rounds at the top 5. JJ Venezia will finish 6th. Cliff Adams 7th. Ryan Houston 8th. Alex McQueen in 9th. Isaiah Walters rounds our top 10. Nate Balgas finishing 11th. Craig Martin 12th. Donnie Kite in 13th. Dustin Hagen in 14th. Alex Anderson in 15th. Dylan Lamp in 16th. Skylar Jones in 17th. Zachary Tyler in 18th. Ruben Ortiz in 19th. And AJ Hudson rounds out our top 20. Daniel Allnix finishing 21st. Kyle Linsky finishing 22nd. Michael James 23rd. Taylor Pratt 24th. Jordan Evans 25th. Travis Beaver 26th. Tim McBasketball 27th. 28th. Jordan Warnock. Jared Skinner 29th. And Christopher Schreger 30th. 31st tonight was Cameron Craighead. Christopher Bush 32nd. Timothy Presley 33rd. Dan River in 34th. Thomas Smith in 35th. And ranking at 36th car field tonight was 64 of Brian Marshall. But out front tonight, it was Samuel Hoff. He got the lead around lap 40 after those pit stop cycles and kept it with all those great restarts tonight. But he pitted with after about 10-15 lap run along with a lot of the front runners. And a few drivers stayed out, but he was able to get his move done there late with 2 to go. How are you able to get that move done and steal this race win away?
Oh, that was not a move I'm very proud of, Aaron. Got it there a little too hot there, coming to 2 to go into 3, and just got into the back of Hunter a little bit more than I wanted to, and kind of didn't send him up the track, but definitely moved him a groove higher, and it allowed me to get underneath of him. But that's not how I want to race, so I apologize to the 42, to JuicySpydr Gaming for that move. The 42 was a great car tonight. He had a chance to win it. I'm glad to bring it home, though, for the 0-0 with leading 64 laps. We definitely deserved a good win finish here for a what's been a good season so far.
Yeah, no, it worked out for you up front. I mean, you were up front a lot tonight, and you were able to get very good restarts just and hold the lead for a while. How are you able to get such a good restart and just control the field tonight?
It helps when you got teammates and you can coordinate with them what's going on. I was able to talk with them, figure out the best course of action for our positions, where to go in the start. I mean, we had the restart zone from that white line to when the green flag came out, so kind of counting it down with my teammates, making sure we had good restarts and we could kind of control the field, and that's how we did it. We did, me, Nathan, and Connor controlled the field 1, 2, 3 for a little bit there. Sucks for the damage with all the incidents that happened with cars staying out and all that stuff. It's a little bit of an interesting race. It'll be definitely talked about and probably never returned.
Yeah, but you're still able to pick up the race win tonight before you set you off on your way. Any sponsors to thank for tonight's race win?
Of course, JuicySpydr Gaming for all the support this season, Patty Engineering, Fanic Robotics, Beckhoff, Mitsubishi Electronics, and of course the man on the box, Donald Trump.
Yep, we'll see you next week for the All-Star race at Knoxville.
See you in Knoxville.
So that was our race winner of Samuel Hoff. We'll bring in our 3rd place finisher of Connor Sabosian, as he was up front tonight, all night long tonight, and almost got the lead there with Cameron Craighead earlier. And unfortunately, kind of got screwed a little bit by the caution there, but you're just never able to break up into that front top spot tonight. What do you think you could have done differently tonight? Maybe steal that race win away?
When I pit, I think it was lap 40 or 50 or something. There was a lap car that stayed out and chose the bottom, and that kind of sealed my fate there. I mean, it was a mess of a restart, and nobody really got going good, and there's a lot of bumper tag being played. Yeah, I kind of just got quite a bit of front end damage on that caution, and never really recovered from that. Like, I tried staying out and dealing with the damage, but I was probably about 2/10 off the pace with the damage. So I did what I had to do to win the race and took the pit early, fixed all the damage, went to the back, and drove my way back through the field. I came close, but just didn't have enough time there at the end. I probably, in hindsight, should have pitted a little bit earlier to repair most of that damage and not just trying it out. But you never know how bad the damage is going to be until you get that green flag and take those laps.
Yeah, you're able to work your way through the field tonight, and sorry. You're able to stay up front all night long tonight, and you're up front, and you had to work your way through the field multiple times with your pit stops. So just how are you able to do that? Get those passes done. Seemed pretty tough out there in the pass, but mainly just what lane did you prefer to pass on? We see the outside was very easy, kind of pin down that inside, but also it was very hard to kind of get the move done on the inside as well. So just how are you able to get the moves done, and what lane did you usually prefer?
It was pretty easy to get to the inside of somebody, but it was really hard to pull off the pass because, like you said, you can pinch people off on exit, and it just kills your drive off. But as soon as you get to the outside of somebody and can hang with them down the straightaway, it's kind of a game changer. You can almost clear them if you run it right and just squeeze them a little bit. So I definitely preferred the top, but it was hard to get there. It was hard to get outside someone to begin with.
Yeah, but you're able to work your way up front tonight, especially those final few restarts, and able to get up to second. But before we set off on the way, Andy, sponsor the thing for tonight's second place run.
Yeah, I got to thank Marin Chevrolet, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Dynamite Machining, The Pleasure Zone, Painter Supply and Equipment, PPG, Michigan Independent Door Company, JuicySpydr Studios, Sam Hoff. We worked together quite a bit on just working on tire saving throughout the race, figuring out our tire saving, figuring out lines and pace, and just strategy in general. We worked together pretty well, so it usually plays out well for us at the end of the race.
Yep, you're still able to come out in second. And once again, congrats on your second place finish, and we'll see you next week at Knoxville.
Thank you.
That was our second place finisher of Connor Schmosen. We'll bring in our third place finisher of Hunter Sr. Able to stay out there late and able to hold off in those final 30, 40 laps, and able to still pick up a very solid third place run tonight. This is what talk us through that strategy call there, and how your idea was, and also how well you're able to hold off on those old tires.
I mean, I was thinking the whole time whenever I saw them going to pit road, I knew, like, you know, I think it was like 20 laps on old tires from the pit stop before. I knew I had a car to be able to at least, you know, contend for a chance at a win. I mean, compared to Connor and Sam, you know, I got to get pretty lucky for that one. But I knew we at least had a chance for at least a win or a top three at most if we could have just stayed out and, you know, kind of race for a chance up there. I mean, it was pretty miserable. I mean, it sucks to finish third when you know, going into like 4 to go and you're leading. But I couldn't hold the bottom, and the tires were just way too gone. And you know, Sam gave me all the room he could at multiple times, and he should have ran me over, you know, maybe 2 or 3 laps before, but he didn't. So, you know, I'm impressed with the third. But, you know, it sucks to finish third, but you know, it's better than finishing 5th, where I was gonna finish, or 6th, or wherever. You know, in this field, you never know, because you're gonna get wrecked at any lap, because people here just don't really care about the car in front of them for some reason. It's kind of the motto of this league. But definitely impressed with finishing third on old tires like that.
Yeah, and especially with the old tires, just how were those old tires, and how was the tire wear tonight, and how much different than to make it handle?
I mean, I can only really judge off those last couple laps where I was leading, and I think I was driving away from Jimmy there for a bit. So we didn't get really a lot of green flag runs in to be able to kind of determine the tire wear. I just knew that from what my status was showing, that from where we were running, I think it was like 20 laps, you know, at one point my tires were only at 98%. It's like, you know, I'm still passing guys on the outside and still getting to the bottom whenever I need to get to the bottom. So I knew that if we could stay out, the tire wear would have played a factor if, you know, I wasn't running it so hard trying to hold off Jimmy, but I just got unlucky and was trying to hold off Jimmy for too long, and it just burned up my tires, and it gave Sam and Connor enough time to get to me.
Yeah, and you're still able to hold off most of the field and able to still pick up a solid third place run tonight. But before we sign off on the way, any sponsor link for tonight's third place run?
Oh, most definitely. Everybody at JuicySpydr, they run, like, you know, on this car tonight. It feels really good to put them on a podium, especially with 1, 2, 3. That's an amazing feat right there. Also, Highside Podcast over in Stampede Racing League and NAOR. Love to have Highside on the car. Same with JuicySpydr. Those guys are, every single one of them at the team, from Nick to Donald, everybody over there is super beneficial to work with and super fun to be around, and couldn't, you know, give more thanks to those guys.
Yeah, once again, congrats on your 3rd place finish. We'll see you next week in Knoxville.
Yes, sir. You guys have a great day. Or great night, sorry.
You too. So that was Hunter Sr., our 3rd place finisher after a great late strategy call to stay out there on the older tires. But it was definitely a fun race here from Myrtle Beach tonight. We saw a nice hard-fought battle to the end with a little bit of long green flag runs here and there. But most of all, a lot of cautions there through that center part of the race. But Samuel Hoff able to come out on top tonight.
Yeah, just kind of a typical short track right there. A lot of cautions, but also some green flag runs we saw. So I mean, kind of like Bristol last week as well. Just kind of had to, if you survive the race, you're pretty much guaranteed a top 15 or so finish. But I don't think anyone in that race was not involved in at least one wreck. I mean, Samuel Hoff was involved in the big one with Cameron Craighead getting spun around in front of the field and whatnot. So I think everyone had some sort of a little damage at least or something in that race. But overall, just a pretty good typical short track. I think it raced a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, and it's definitely saw a lot of cars slip and slide on the round, and and caused a lot of cautions. But most of all, everyone was able to keep it clean at the very end. But next week we go from back-to-back short tracks, and now we're going to a dirt track. So definitely fun to watch next week with the All-Star race. So a little bit of a break, but also tonight also marked the end of the heats. So now we split into East and in normalcy in the Cup Series, pretty much for the SuperStar ARCA Cup. So it's definitely going to be interesting to watch coming into the next week. We'll have that R-Star race, but we're going to have a little bit of different format coming up soon, so it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, way different race than we've seen so far this whole season. Obviously, dirt. We have not had a dirt race in the ARCA. I don't think we have broadcast a few dirt races, but not many. Probably less than 3. It should be an interesting one there for the All-Star race.
Yep, so that'll definitely be a Knoxville next Wednesday night. Before we get there, coming up here next on the Legends Racing Network on Thursday night, tomorrow night, we'll have the Undisputed Cup Series. They'll be going to Rockingham for their race number 3 of the season at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. On Friday night, we'll have the Inter Cup Series. They'll be going to Kern at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Sunday night, we'll have the Stampede Racing League, JuicySpydr Premier Series. They'll be going to Pocono at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Monday night, we'll have the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solution Series at Bristol at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And of course, next week, we'll be on the dirt for the All-Star race at Knoxville at 8:15 Eastern Time. This is SuperStar ARCA Cup. So a lot of fun races coming up here next on the Legends Racing Network. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'm Aaron Brown, joined alongside my co-commentator and producer of Talent Drink tonight. So long here from Myrtle Beach. This has been the JuicySpydr Network 150. We'll see you next time here on the Legends Racing Network.